What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 163, and we start today's episode off by seeing that Sturridge has indeed bruised his elbow and will be out for 8 days. We saw that in the QPR game, and as I said in that game, it's not a real blow at all, because our following fixtures are against Red Bull, Salzburg and Bolton at home, and to be honest, those are the only 2 games he'll miss, seemingly, and I don't mean to be funny, but I think we should be getting the wins in both of those games without him. We've got Nelson Oliveira, we've got Connor Wickham, we've got Danny Welbeck. We should be perfectly fine, really. But anyway, the first game is indeed against Red Bull Salzburg here at White Hart Lane, and of course in this game we had the chance to seal a first place finish in the group. As you can see, Red Bull Salzburg have only got a point in the 5 games they've played. We've got 12, so have Inter Milan. Inter Milan took on Spartak Moscow away from home in Russia, and to be honest, all we had to do was match Inter Milan's result and we would indeed be finishing in first, which I felt very comfortable we could do. I felt we'd be able to get the win, and well, the first chance of the game would fall in the 17th minute, so we played a ball out wide towards Danny Rose. Our left back finds Danny Welbeck, and Welbeck plays it back to Rose. Nice little 1-2 here, and Rose has the pace to beat his man, but he rolls off to Nelson Oliveira. Oliveira goes down the left hand side, step overs round Vorsa, gets himself into the box and shoots, but unfortunately I couldn't put the ball on target and it went wide of the post, so a good chance there was missed by me. He's in a bit of a goal drought at the moment, Nelson Oliveira, but even so, never nice to see him miss, and that was my fault, obviously, poor finishing. But in the 31st minute, Nelson Oliveira, he may not be able to score, but he can cross. He picks out Danny Welbeck, and Welbeck makes it 1-0. So Welbeck with the goal in the 31st minute, and like I said, all we had to do was get a win in this game, and we would be finishing in first place. And a nice cross from Nelson Oliveira there, after a nice through ball, and a good header by Welbeck does indeed break the deadlock, and we do go 1-0 up here. And in the 57th minute here, Corker gives the ball to Danny Rose. Rose goes down the left hand side, but like I said in the last episode, we've had so many injury problems this season, and it's going to continue here. Danny Rose goes to do some skill, he ends up getting tackled. Salzburg play on here, and the ball goes to Reina. Thankfully for us, his shot goes into the side netting. That goal would have counted, but thankfully he missed it. But unfortunately Rose was down, and he has broken his ankle, so that absolutely sucks. Rose is going to be out for a few months, and like I said, this year we've had quite a few injury problems already, and it's not too bad when you consider the fact we've got a really good squad, and we should be able to cover for the players that get injured. Rose, for example, is a left back, and we play a centre backs and no full backs, so it doesn't really matter too much. He only plays in the midweek games really sometimes, but even so, it's never nice to see him injured, and he's going to be out for 3 months. And in the 76th minute here, you see Tom Carroll dive in and try and shoot. Unfortunately, the goalkeeper made a very good save there, so it was still 1-0 with 14 minutes to go. But to be honest, other than the shot that Reina had when we were down to 10 men temporarily, Red Bull Salzburg really weren't threatening, and we brought on Wynn and Townsend here for Nelson Oliveira, and I'm not sure who else the other player was, but anyway, Nelson Oliveira comes off, and Wynn comes on. Townsend also gets onto the pitch as well, so really good chance for these 2 players. Townsend was rested for this game, so I didn't want to burn out all his pace, because I was contemplating playing him on the weekend game against Bolton, but Wynn came on for a rare chance here, and from the corner, John Johannesson crosses the ball in towards the head of Anthony Wynn, and he hits the post. With his first touch of the ball, he heads it onto the post, and unfortunately Salzburg cleared the ball away, so it would have been great to see him score straight from coming on. But in the 90th minute here, we have a good chance to seal the game. Salzburg were playing really poorly, and as Wynn rolls the ball through to Townsend here, he outmuscles his man, fake shots around the last defender, and finesses it into the bottom corner. So Townsend, who came off the bench, seals the game. Spurs 2, Salzburg 0, and we are going to be finishing in first place and topping this group, which is really important. So like I said, it was important that we would finish first in this group. It was important that we would be able to overcome this threat of Inter Milan and claim that first place finish, because, as I said, I really don't want to finish in second place when you consider the amount of fantastic, strong teams there are in Europe that will probably be finishing top of their group. You know, you look at the likes of, for example, Barcelona, who finished in the, who we played in the final of the Europa League last year, PSG, Napoli, you know, really good players, Bayern Munich. Those sides, I really don't want to be facing those that will probably be finishing top of the group. So thankfully we will be finishing first ourselves, and we will have a side that's, you know, not much worse, but a side that weren't able to finish top should be a little bit easier for us. But we ended up holding on to the game. Salzburg's last chance fell there. They had a free kick, but Darlow made the save, and we did indeed win the game by 2-0. So that does mean that we have finished in first place. You'll see a confirmation of the group in just a moment, and we also got £10 million for finishing first. How about that? That's a really nice bonus there. £10 million for topping our Champions League group, and that will go into the kitty. And also you did see there as well, Danny Rose did indeed get injured and he will be out for 3 months. So it's not disastrous. Like I said, he's a left back. We play with 3 centre backs regularly, and it's not really disastrous, but it's still never nice to see a player get injured. And yeah, as you can see, we're actually going to be facing Borussia Dortmund. Sorry, not Borussia Dortmund. We're going to be facing Borussia Dortmund. We're going to be facing Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16. Why did I correct myself there? I knew it was Dortmund. I got it written down. We faced Dortmund in the round of 16, and we should be able to overcome them. I fancy my chances, to be honest, and yeah, I think we'll be able to overcome Dortmund. Really, they've got a good side, yes, but so many sides this year have been like butchered by the AI, and I really can't understand it. The AI just cannot manage on the career mode at all. But after that, we decided to hire a youth scout, one with 3-star experience and 5-star judgment, because I know I haven't scouted in a very long time, and I know you guys do enjoy the scout inside the career mode. So we got ourselves a youth scout, and that's kind of good. He's not the best, like I said, 3-star experience, 5-star judgment, but judgment in my opinion is the most important, and also of course the 3-star experience should help as well. So he's not, you know, I really do like to sign the best, if you know what I mean. I always like to sign the best, and unfortunately I don't like it when there's a couple of star ratings missing, but because of the budget and because of the fact the options weren't that great, I just decided to get the best one, and he should be okay. So 3-star experience, 5-star judgment scout comes in, and we'll send him to England in just a moment. But before we could do that, we had to take on Bolton here at White Hart Lane. And I said at the start of the episode, you know, we had Red Bull Salzburg, which I felt really comfortable in, and Bolton as well. I thought these 2 games would be walkovers, really. But this game was really, really annoying because, well, the first chance of the game would fall in the first minute here. Bale plays an absolutely superb free ball to Lamela, but his shot was well saved by Kasper Schmeichel. And unfortunately for us, well, it just was one of those games where I came into it and I kind of just felt, yeah, we'll be able to win it with ease. But when I got going, when I started playing, I didn't really feel comfortable doing anything. You know, when I was going forward in attacks, I didn't feel like I was going to be able to score. And the 36th minute here, you see Bale get onto the ball, and Rainbow flick round his man. He got a little bit lucky as Ream gives it straight back to him, but his shot was saved by Schmeichel, and then Lamela's shot hit the bar. And I just felt this was going to be it for the rest of the game. We were going to be attacking, but every time we did, either Schmeichel would save it, or we wouldn't have the ball end up in the back of the net. And unfortunately that was pretty much exactly what happened for the first half. We had a lot of pressure, we had a lot of shots, but we just couldn't seem to get past the son of the former legend Peter Schmeichel. He was having a great game and we just couldn't seem to beat him. He was making save after save after save, and it was still 0-0 after the first half. And this in the 54th minute showed what the game was all about. Lamela stops the ball here, and as you can see, I'm just waiting for Lee to come in and tackle me. Chung Young Lee is just standing there though. And this is the AI on Legendary all over. It's so annoying. They just contain and just sit there, and they're like, listen mate, I'm just going to stand here. You know, if you want to run the clock down, that's fine. I'm going to stand here and play for the 0-0. That's how the AI on Legendary feels so many times. You know, they feel like they're playing for the 0-0 and nothing else. And they were just stopping me on every single attack. And every time I did come forward, I couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Schmeichel was playing brilliantly. And he's seeing the 75th minute, Ericsson gets onto the ball. I have no idea why he shot this straight at the goalkeeper. I aimed it to the far post and he shot it straight into gloves of Schmeichel, and it was still 0-0, and I just felt I wasn't going to be able to score the goal, and it was really, really annoying me because I was doing everything right it seemed, but I just couldn't score. Carrasco off the bench here, volleys his shot wide of the post on his return to first team football, just couldn't find the back of the net. In the 85th minute here, we win the ball back with Julian Draxler. Draxler rolls it out wide to Townsend. It's one of our last chances. Townsend picks the ball up. Instead of playing the ball down the centre, I decide to keep on going down the wing. Keep on going, use Townsend's pace, then to wing it across. He does cross the ball in towards Connor Wickham. His header is well saved, but thankfully for us, we do finally beat Kasper Schmeichel at the second attempt. Wickham wins the follow-up header and makes it Spurs 1 Bolton 0. So in the 88th minute, we do get the late goal. And yeah, it's been a theme this year. You know, we're always scoring late goals. It's a real theme, and Wickham's header does indeed separate the sides. We would claim the 3 points, and I have to say, Kasper Schmeichel, well, he must have been going into that dressing room after the game saying, seriously lads, you give me no help whatsoever. I played amazing and you were all terrible. But feel sorry for Kasper Schmeichel and the AI version of Kasper Schmeichel, because he saved so many shots and he didn't deserve to concede. But finally Wickham did break the deadlock. We do get the 3 points. It was such an annoying game. It really was annoying, and I was so grateful we did get a win, and it was Wickham who got it. But as you can see, with the scout was now Kane, we send him out to England, and hopefully he will pick us up from some good youth players for the end of the season, and that will be very nice. But as always, guys, big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, it's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow afternoon.